So welcome everybody. Just to recap, we need two blocks, a bolster, blanket, your alpha ball, your therapy balls, and a strap. So we'll start lying down and just have your strap, one block, and both your therapy balls nearby. So you can go ahead and make yourself comfortable in Shavasana. Use whatever props you like to use under your head, under your legs. Make sure you're warm and comfortable. And just draw your shoulders down away from the ears and draw the shoulder blades in towards the spine, allowing the heads of the shoulders to melt down towards your mat. Feel an opening across your heart. Soften your belly. Soften your inner thighs. And just surrender the whole weight of your body to the earth. Turn your gaze inward and allow yourself to slow right down. Feel your muscles softening. Let your bones become heavy. Let your jaw be slack. Soften the eyes and all the little muscles around the eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it at the top and then release through the mouth. Little pause at the bottom. Inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. Exhale it all through the mouth. Hold at the bottom. Inhale. Hold. Exhale it all out. And hold at the bottom. Come back to your regular breath. And begin your belly breathing. So allow your belly to inflate as you inhale and deflate as you exhale. And begin to tune in to the language of your body. Tune into sensations in the body. And notice what you feel. Feel the body relaxing even more with every exhalation. Allow your mind to be calm, your body to be still, and let your breath be full and even. You can find your block and place it under your head. Take your tune-up balls and place the tune-up balls behind the head, just under the occipital ridge. So you know where this is. This is just where the neck meets the skull, the two indentations at the base of your skull. And just allow the balls to penetrate the tissues, the top of your neck. And just take a few deep breaths here. And if it's too intense, or take the block out and see if that makes a difference for you. And then begin to turn your head from side to side, as if you're slowly shaking your head no. And if you feel like the balls are starting to walk up the back of your head or just coming out of position, you can hold the balls in place as you turn your head from side to side. Remember to breathe. Back to center, and we'll nod the head yes. So going at whatever pace suits you and whatever range of motion suits you. This can even be done passively. If you do a push-pull with your feet, you can, the balls will move up and down the back of your head by pushing and pulling with your feet, if that is a way that you'd like to experiment with. And then let's come to stillness, and we'll combine the yes and the no action. So turn your head over to the right, and then add a yes here. And then turn your head over to the left and add a yes, a nod of the head here. Just continue back and forth at your own pace, just staying in areas that feel good or need a bit more release. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, and then come back to center. Let's take the balls out from under the head and rest your head on your block for a moment. Let's take one ball out of the tote. Actually, take both of them out. And we'll bring the one ball to the mastoid process, which is the bone behind your earlobe. So just find the bone, that process behind your earlobe. Place the ball on that bone, turn your head so that your head is resting on the block. Your head is resting on the ball, rather. So balancing on the ball. And then begin to add a shake of the head. So turning your head from left to right. And then maybe add a nod of the head. So if you find somewhere that feels a little more tender, just add a nod of the head in that spot. Releasing neck tension. Okay, and let's go to the other side. So just find the bone behind your earlobe again. Place the ball behind the ear, and then balance your head on the ball, and just take a breath or two here, a little bit of sustained compression. And then start to turn your head from left to right. And if you find a sore spot, just add a little extra with a nod of your head in different parts, different areas. And just find what feels good. Do what feels good. And we'll take the ball out. Rest the head on the block for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. And we'll take the block out from under the head. Take the tune-up balls and we'll place them just below the tops of the shoulders. So on either side of your neck, just below the shoulders, at the upper trapezius muscle. And then go ahead and lift your hips to drive the balls into your upper back. Those really tight muscles get a bit gnarly. And let's add some organic movements of the arms. So you can start to move your arms like pieces of seaweed flowing through the water. So just find every possible range of motion, direction. If this is hard, if this is quite painful, you can do this at the wall to take some of the pressure off. And let's chug. So you just push, pull with the feet, and the balls will move up and down, cross-fibering the muscles. Okay, and then release the hips down. Reach back, find your tune-up balls, and bring them together on either side of your spine. So just reach back as far as you can, pop the balls, tuck them in under your back, interlace the fingers behind your head, lift your hips, and same push-pull action with the feet, push-pull, and the balls will go up and down on either side of your spine, giving your rhomboids a nice massage. If the balls start to move out of place, just reach your hands back, put them back into place. Okay. And then stop where the balls are about between the shoulder blades. Release the hips down, release the head to the floor, and just find a little back bend here. Okay, so you can come up off the balls. So just roll to one side and a little, maybe more gracefully than that. Take the balls out, put them to one side. And come back down onto your back and let's massage out our glutes a little bit. So the ball, you'll need your alpha ball. And you want the alpha ball to go between the outer glute, the glute medius, and the middle of the sacrum. So you're going about right in between. So if you can see that spot. So you're going to be moving the ball across the upper glutes, laying down. So lift your hips. Put the ball in between the outer glute and the sacrum. Take a few breaths here just to let the muscles get used to the rubber ball. And then you can start to move your hips from side to side. So as the hips move over to the left, the ball moves right. hips move right, the ball moves left. And just going at your own pace, massaging out the glutes and doing what feels good. The ball will start to walk out to the right, so just pop it back into place whenever it happens and continue. Should feel really good. Feel free to let go of breath whenever you feel like it, letting go through the mouth. Okay, so we're going to turn over onto the side and do a little bit of the IT band, outer upper glute. If you would prefer to do this at the wall, you can take your alpha ball to the wall and place the ball between your leg and the wall to work the IT band. So lift your hips, let's do the right side, and place the ball on your outer hip. So right at your greater trochanter. And then we'll start to move the body up and down, rolling the ball on the outer leg. Fasciolata area, IT band, lift the hips, move the ball a little bit lower, and same thing. So you can point and flex the foot to help move your body up and down. And we're gonna work all the way down to just above the knee. So do this at your own pace. It's moving the ball manually about an inch down after every segment is covered. And then the last spot, just above the knee. Okay, and let's come back down onto our back and we'll do the other side. So lift the hips, slide the ball under the hips between the sacrum and the glute medius, your outer glute. And take a few breaths here. And start to sway your hips from side to side, massaging all the muscles in the upper part of your glutes, and piriformis. Remembering to breathe and just readjusting the ball every time it walks away from position. Okay, and we'll move on to the outer thighs. So you can take the ball out, roll over onto your left side, and pop the ball underneath your outer hip. And let's point and flex the left foot to move the ball, move your body over the ball. Lift the hips, move the ball down about an inch or so, and then massage here. And move the ball down again. It's probably, it feels good the more you do this, but if you haven't done this in a while, you probably feel quite tender. And then last spot, popping the ball just above the knee. Good. And release the ball, lay down on your back, and relax for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. Just feel the release of tension from your body. And let's find our strap. So find your strap and draw your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace the hands around the right shin and rotate your ankle a few times one way. Rotate your ankle a few times the other way. Use something under your head. If your neck is extended and your chin is higher than your forehead, slide a blanket or something underneath your head so that your chin is slightly lower than your forehead. And we'll go ahead and place the strap around the bottom of the right foot. Extend the right heel towards the sky. And then just allow the hands to come down the strap so that the elbows are resting on the floor. So that you're making this as passive a pose as possible. You can have a little bend in the knee if you like. Relax the left leg. And feel your breath in the belly of your hamstrings. Breathing space into the back of your leg, your calf, the back of your knee, your hamstrings. Relax the face. Relax your heart space. And we'll take both ends of the strap into the left hand. Place the right thumb into the right frontal hip crease and send the right hip down in space. And allow the right foot to drift over to the left, but not so much that the right hip comes off the floor. And just until you meet sensation. Stretching that outer muscle, the IT band, the fascia lata that we just gave a little massage to. Soften the shoulders, soften the neck. Inhale the leg back to center. Both ends of the strap come into your right hand. Left hand comes onto your left frontal hip bone and guide your right foot over to the right. Feeling a stretch through your inner thigh to your knee. You can rest your right elbow on the floor for more support. And make sure your left hip doesn't pop off the floor. So that's why your left hand is pressing down on the left frontal hip bone to keep that hip glued to the floor. Slowly bring the right leg back to center, bend your knee, release the strap, and relax the leg down. Take a moment to just feel the release on the right side. And we'll do the other side. So draw your left knee in towards your chest. And rotate the left ankle a few times one way, a few times the other way. Then loop the strap around the bottom of your left foot, extend the heel to the sky, and bring your arms down to the floor so that your shoulders are resting on the floor, elbows are resting on the floor, right leg is relaxed. And just feeling a nice pull through the whole back of the left leg. Breathing deeply, softly. Keep your spine long. Take both ends of the strap into the right hand. Left thumb comes into the left frontal hip crease. And guide your foot over to the right. Keeping the left hip down in space. Keeping the left hip on the floor. And breathe. Inhale the leg back to center. Swap hands, so both ends of the strap into the left hand. Right hand on your right frontal hip bone. And guide your leg out to the side, over to the left. And feel a nice stretch through the inner line of the left leg. And on your next inhale, begin to bring the leg back up to center. Bend your knee, release your strap, and release the leg. And take a few breaths to rest and feel the sensations in your body. Bend the knees, roll over to one side, and slowly come on up into a seated position. Okay. So, if you've got a cushion, sit up on a cushion, and we'll come into we'll start off in dragonfly, but then we'll bend one leg. So start in dragonfly and then bring your right leg in. And then we'll fold forward. So begin by taking a nice deep breath up through the spine, lengthening the spine. And exhale, start to walk the hands forward. You can have a block handy if you want to rest your head on your block. You can just let the head hang in space. If you don't need a cushion underneath your hips, you can just take that out. Feeling a stretch through your right QL, the quadratus lumborum on the right side, and your inner left leg, the groin of the left leg. Relax your head, relax your neck, your face. Relax the shoulders. And relax the legs. Let go of any tension in the feet and in the legs. And breathe deeply from your low belly. Keep softening the shoulders. Breathing into sensation. Maybe coming a little bit deeper if your body allows for that, or just staying exactly where you are. And then slowly start to release, pressing into the floor, straightening the arms, and walking the hands back in, and we'll switch sides. So extend the right leg out, bend the left leg, and sit up on a cushion if you need. And we'll take an inhale into the spine, lengthening the spine, and exhale, begin to round the spine forward, walking the hands forward. And let yourself sink into the pose. Always make sure that you feel safe in the pose. And if you have any kind of discomfort in your knee or anywhere in your body, just make sure that you make modifications to the pose. Take the flexion out of the knee or bring the right leg in front of you instead to see if that helps make a difference. But just make sure your body feels safe. Don't do anything that feels too uncomfortable. Listen to your body always. Trust your body. Relax your legs. Relax your glutes. And breathe. Just notice if you're which direction your body just naturally wants to fall. So just, if it's not going right down the middle, that's okay. If your body just tends to want to go in a certain direction, allow it to do that. Relax the shoulders, relax your arms, belly breathing, soften your jaw. And start to push the hands into the floor, straightening your elbows, and walk the hands back in. Release your legs, give your knees a little pump, and let's fold forward in caterpillar. So with both legs straight. Option to slide a bolster underneath your thighs if you like, for some extra comfort. Or you can use blocks to support your head. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale. Fold forward. Walk the hands forward. And if you're using a bolster, make some space between your legs so that your torso can rest between your legs. And if you feel like this doesn't give you enough of a hamstring stretch, just take the bolster out. Feel a nice, even flexion from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Let your feet relax and fall away from each other. Relax both your legs. And soften the muscles on either side of your spine. Relax the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Relax the skin on your face, your jaw, and let everything melt and drip towards the floor. Option to reduce the height of your block if you like, or just stay where you are if it feels good where you are. Maybe take the block right out if you're using one and just let everything hang for the last few breaths. Turn the palms to face down and slowly start to walk the hands back towards your hips. And keep walking the hands back in space. Lean back on your hands and just relax here for a moment and rest. And add a little bit of extension in the spine by lifting the heart up towards the chin. If it feels safe and comfortable for your neck, let the head fall back in space, opening the throat. And bring the chin back to center. Let's bend the knees and have the fingertips facing towards your hips. And on the inhale, we'll lift the hips and come into reverse tabletop. Exhale the hips back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just give yourself a hug, spread between the shoulder blades. And let's take a melting heart. So come onto all fours and we'll walk the hands forward. See if you can keep your hips right over top of your knees and begin to melt your heart towards the floor. If this is too challenging to do both arms, you can bend one arm and rest your forehead on your forearm and do this one arm at a time. And I'll let you know when we're halfway through so that you can switch arms, just allowing the heart to sink towards the floor. Stay connected with your breath. Feeling the deep flexion through your shoulders, the extension through your spine. And if you're doing one arm at a time, you can swap arms. And we'll start to release. So very carefully and slowly start to walk the hands back to tabletop, and then we'll just sink into child's pose. So bring the knees together, big toes together. Bring your forehead to your mat or to a block, and just allow the arms to be alongside the body, palms facing up, and take a few deep breaths here. Let the heads of the shoulders soften towards the floor, spreading between the shoulder blades. The hips sink towards your heels. Relax your whole body. And bring the hands under the heads of the shoulders. Press the floor away from you. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Uncurl your spine and come all the way up. Take a deep breath at the top. Let it go through the mouth. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Okay, so let's come into Sphinx. Come down onto the floor and bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. And let's bring some extension to the lumbar spine. Relax your feet. Relax your legs. Puff up between the shoulder blades by pressing the forearms into the floor, lifting the heart up between the shoulder blades, and then relax the belly. Relax the pelvis, feel it sinking into the floor. Your head and your neck can be wherever you like. You can look straight ahead or to the floor, or tuck your chin in towards your chest to stretch the back of your neck. Make sure you're not sinking between the shoulder blades. Lifting up and puffing up puffing up the upper back. And breathing deeply. As you inhale, feel the breath inflating the low back, the kidney area. And as you exhale, feel the low back soften and relax. And if you'd like to come a little deeper, you can separate the hands Lift the elbows off the floor, coming into seal. Feeling a stretch through the abdomen as well. Keep your face soft, jaw relaxed, glutes relaxed, legs relaxed. If seal is too deep of a back bend, just bring the elbows back down to the floor. If you want more of a back bend, just walk the hands in towards the body. If you want less of a back bend, just walk the hands away from the body. A nice alternative to seal, if seal is too much of a back bend, is come back down to your forearms, separate the legs, bend the knees, and join the toes. Option to combine seal and the shins off the floor version if you like, but that is quite a deep back bend. But just so you know, that's an option. Let's take 3 more breaths. Bring your elbows back to the floor, bring your shins back to the floor, and slowly come down. Rest your head on your hands and take a few deep breaths. One more breath. And let's release the spine by coming back into child's pose. Any version of child's pose you like, but the closer the knees are together, the more flexion you'll get in your spine. So just ease yourself into your version of child's pose, knees together or apart. And take a few breaths, just a brief counter pose here. Bring your hands under the heads of your shoulders. Press the floor away from you. Slowly start to uncurl your spine. And let's balance out our spine with a twist after all this back bending. So bring a prop over to your left side. That can be a bolster or a block, just something that your legs can rest on if you need it. Bend the knees and lift your hips and slide your hips over to the right, lower the hips down, pick up your feet and guide the arms into a T shape or a cactus shape and bring the knees over to the left. An option to stay like this with the knees and the feet stacked. Your legs can rest on a block if you need a little extra height. And of course, if you want to deepen the twist, you can bring your top leg a little higher and straighten out the bottom leg, turning it more into a one-legged twist. But just find a variation. It can be anywhere in between stacked legs and a one-legged twist. So just find a version that works for your body. And wherever you are, relax the whole body from your toes to the crown of your head, feeling into sensation, noticing where you feel it in your body. Feel your breath in your body. Feel the breath at the tips of your nostrils. Take your breath to wherever you feel sensation. Your low back, your spine, your belly. Relax the legs, relax the inner thighs. Guide the right shoulder towards the earth. And guide the knees towards the earth. Maybe using one hand, your left hand, to guide the right knee towards the floor, deepening the twist if you like. On your next inhale, begin to move one knee at a time back to center. Give your whole body a big stretch. Reach through the heels, reach through the fingertips, inhaling to stretch. And exhale to relax the arms back down alongside the body. Feel the rebound of this side and just take a couple more breaths to relax and enjoy the release. And let's do the other side. Bend the knees, lift the hips, slide the hips over to the left, lower the hips down, pick up the feet and guide the legs over to the right, reaching through the left fingertips, maybe using the right hand on the outer left knee to guide the knees towards the floor. Starting off maybe in just a simple, easy twist with the knees stacked, and then considering going deeper, maybe once we're halfway into the pose. So we'll be here for 3 minutes. Just notice where you're holding tension in your body. Notice where you feel the sensation, the stretch, maybe through your armpit area, through the low back. Wringing out any last bits of tension in your body, releasing tension on either side of the spine. Relax your jaw, your heart, relax your belly and your inner thighs. Relax your legs all the way down to the tips of your toes. Consider moving a little deeper into your twist if you like. If you're comfortable where you are, stay as you are. The option to come a little deeper if you like. On your next inhale, slowly start to unwind the spine, bringing one knee back at a time, very slowly. Bring your hips back to center and reach the arms above the head. Extend the legs. Reach through the heels. And we'll draw the knees in towards the body. Interlace the fingers around the front of the shins and rock from side to side. Give your low back a nice massage into the earth. Make some circles one way, circles the other way. And then just take any other pose you want to take before Shavasana. Maybe that is extending the legs to the sky. Maybe you want to take half a baby for a moment. Or just take whatever pose your body is asking for. Any other movement. And then we'll set up for Shavasana. So find your bolster if you've got one. Slide it under your legs, under the thigh side of your knees. Find your cushion for your head, a blanket for your body if you're feeling cool. And get comfy. Lift your hips and anchor the tailbone towards the bottom of your mat to lengthen the lumbar spine. Slide the shoulders down away from your ears. Let the arms be away from the body. Make sure you're not touching any props. And let your whole body settle down into the earth. Let your lips part slightly and relax your tongue. Let it fall away from the roof of the mouth. And let your breath dwindle and become shallow. Take the next few minutes to let your body recover from the deep stretches. Feel your whole front body descend down into your back body. And feel your whole back body descend down into the floor, into the earth, and allow yourself to let go completely. Relax completely. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Gently deepening your breath. Rock your head from side to side. Bringing some bigger movements back into your body. Rotate your wrists and your ankles a few times one way, a few times the other way. And we'll bend the knees and push the bolster away from you. Reach the arms above the head and stretch your body one last time. Exhale, and bend the knees, roll over onto your right side, and take a couple of breaths on your side before you come up. Slowly start to come on back up. into a comfortable seated position. So find something to sit on. And sit so that your knees are lower than your hips if possible. And root down through the sitting bones, through the tailbone, feeling connected to the earth. Lift up tall through the spine. Connect the crown of your head to sky, to the universe. Just take a moment here to notice how you feel in your body. Notice how you feel at your heart space. Notice how you feel in your mind. Let's rub the hands together briskly to create some heat between the palms, kindling a little fire. And cup your hands over your eyes, soothing your frontal lobe, soothing your eyes. Bring the hands down the face and the neck. Bring the hands palm to palm in front of your heart. Lift up your heart. Bow your head to your heart. Maintaining this connection to your body, to your heart, and to your breath as you go about the rest of your evening. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.